the episode about best attackers, I got a lot of requests to do one about defenders, but it's a little bit harder to rank Pokemon on defense than it is on offense. And that's mainly because we don't know exactly how the AI chooses to use its moves when it's defending a gym. We know that a defender charges energy at the same rate as on offense, but we don't know how the AI chooses when to use those charge moves. Sometimes you'll see a Pokemon hold on and use its charge moves in quick succession, whereas sometimes you'll see them use it quickly, and then use fast attacks, and then charge move again, and then more fast attacks. So we don't know exactly how the AI chooses to use those moves. And because of that, it's hard to come up with a definitive ranking for Pokemon based on their defensive movesets. We can calculate each move's defensive DPS by adding 2 seconds to its animation time, and Professor Kukui's most updated spreadsheet calculates defensive ranking for movesets based on that defensive DPS. If we make some assumptions about how the AI uses its charge moves, we can at least compare defensive movesets on similar terms. But before we do that, I want to talk about each Pokemon based on just their defensive stats. That's their defense and their HP. Because of the way gyms are designed, the only thing that really matters to the player when you're putting a Pokemon in a gym is its CP. You want to have the highest CP, and that's why you see the same Pokemon in gyms all the time. The same 7 that you see are the same 7 with the highest CP. Dragonite, Lapras, Snorlax, Vaporeon, Exeggutor, Arcanine, Gyarados. But CP is a horrible metric for looking at a Pokemon's actual individual strengths, because CP is made up of a combination of attack, defense, and HP. It doesn't tell you anything about the Pokemon's actual offensive or defensive capabilities. Attack makes up a bigger portion of CP than defense and HP do, so Pokemon like Exeggutor and Arcanine who have high attack stats actually get higher CP than Pokemon who have better defensive stats than either of them. So before we even talk about movesets, I want to go over the Pokemon with the best defensive stats in the game. These are the Pokemon that you're going to want to leave in a gym if you just want to make it take a long time for the enemy to take that gym down. These are the Pokemon who are going to take the longest amount of time to beat because they have the highest defense and the highest HP. I did some calculations, and the ratio of defense to HP is pretty even, meaning for every 10 points of increased defense, the Pokemon will survive about as long as if you increased its HP by 10 points. So if we just multiply a Pokemon's defense by its HP, we get its tankiness, according to Professor Kukui's spreadsheet, and this basically ranks Pokemon on their defensive ability. The top 20 tankiest Pokemon in Pokemon GO are Snorlax, Lapras, Vaporeon, Muk, Dragonite, Slowbro, Kangaskhan, Gyarados, Poliwrath, Blastoise, Dugong, Nidoqueen, Clefable, Rhydon, Hypno, Arcanine, Machamp, Venusaur, Golem, and Tentacruel. Exeggutor is actually number 21. So if you want to leave Pokemon in a gym, there are actually 20 Pokemon who can survive longer than Exeggutor, even though Exeggutor has higher CP than most of them. Now that's based on defense only. Those are the Pokemon you want to leave in a gym if you want it to take a long time for the enemy to beat them. But some of those Pokemon are actually pretty weak offensively, meaning they're not going to deal a ton of damage to the Pokemon that's attacking. Now if you want to factor in a Pokemon's offensive ability also, the top 20 for defending gyms are Lapras, Dragonite, Poliwrath, Snorlax, Exeggutor, Slowbro, Venusaur, Arcanine, Vileplume, Muk, Hypno, Omastar, Nidoqueen, Victreebel, Vaporeon, Rhydon, Golem, Clefable, Charizard, and Dugong. Those are the top 20 Pokemon who are actually going to make the best gym defenders overall, meaning they'll be able to deal the most amount of damage before fainting. Now that ranking is based only on their best defensive moveset according to Professor Kukui's spreadsheet, and some of the Pokemon closer to the top of the list, might actually include more of their movesets. Sometimes all 6 of their possible movesets are better than Dugong at the very bottom. So now I'm going to go through and give you each of these Pokemon's best defensive movesets, and I'm only going to give you the ones that rank better than Dugong's best defensive moveset. So we're basically going to use Dugong's best defensive moveset, Ice Shard and Blizzard, as our bottom end cutoff. And every Pokemon with a moveset that ranks better than that bottom end, I'm going to list them for you right now. We're going to start with Lapras, but keep in mind not all of Lapras's movesets are going to be better than the next Pokemon, Dragonite. And again, not all of Dragonite's movesets are going to be better than the next Pokemon after that, Poliwrath. The only safe assumption you can make is that each Pokemon's best moveset is going to be better than the best moveset of the Pokemon below it. If you want to see a list of how all these Pokemon and their movesets compare to each other, I'll put the link to the most updated spreadsheet in the description, and you can just sort by gym defense to get these rankings. Just like I did with attackers, I'm going to put a percentage next to each moveset, and that percentage tells you how that moveset's damage compares to the damage of the best moveset. So for Lapras, its best moveset is Ice Shard and Ice Beam. After that is Ice Shard Dragon Pulse, Ice Shard Blizzard, then Frost Breath Ice Beam, Frost Breath Blizzard, and Frost Breath Dragon Pulse. Dragonite's best defensive moveset is Steel Wing Dragon Pulse, followed by Steel Wing Dragon Claw, Steel Wing Hyper Beam, Dragon Breath Dragon Pulse, Dragon Breath Hyper Beam, and Dragon Breath Dragon Claw. Poliwrath's best defensive moveset is Bubble and Hydro Pump, followed by Bubble Submission and Bubble Ice Punch. Now this is the first Pokemon where you don't see all 6 of its movesets ranked here, and that just means Poliwrath's other 3 movesets, which would have Mud Shot as a quick attack, don't rank higher than Dugong's best defensive moveset. Snorlax's best defensive moveset is Zen Headbutt Hyper Beam, Zen Headbutt Body Slam, Zen Headbutt Earthquake, and Lick Hyper Beam. Exeggutor's best defensive moveset is Confusion Psychic, followed by Confusion Seed Bomb and Confusion Solar Beam. Then we have Zen Headbutt Seed Bomb, Zen Headbutt Solar Beam, and Zen Headbutt Psychic. Slowbro's best defensive moveset is Confusion Psychic, followed by Confusion Ice Beam and Confusion Water Pulse. Venusaur's defensive movesets are Razor Leaf Petal Blizzard, Razor Leaf Sludge Bomb, and Razor Leaf Solar Beam. Arcanine's best defensive movesets are Fire Fang Flamethrower, Fire Fang Fire Blast, and Fire Fang Bulldoze. Vileplume's best defensive movesets are Razor Leaf Petal Blizzard, Razor Leaf Solar Beam, and Acid Petal Blizzard. Muck's best defensive movesets are Poison Jab Dark Pulse, Poison Jab Sludge Wave, and Poison Jab Gunk Shot. Hypno's best defensive movesets are Confusion Psychic and Confusion Psy-Shock. Omastar's best defensive moveset is a Legacy moveset. This is a moveset that's no longer obtainable, but if you have an Omastar with Rock Throw and Rock Slide, that's going to be a good defender. Nidoqueen's best defensive moveset, and the only one that ranks above Dugong, is Poison Jab and Earthquake. Victreebel actually has 2 best defensive movesets. It's Razor Leaf with either Sludge Bomb or Leaf Blade, and its next best defensive moveset is Razor Leaf and Solar Beam. Vaporeon's best defensive moveset is Water Gun Water Pulse, followed by Water Gun Hydro Pump. Rhydon's best defensive moveset is Mud Slap and Earthquake, and Golem's best defensive moveset is the same, Mud Slap and Earthquake, followed by Rock Throw Earthquake and Mud Slap Ancient Power. Clefable's best defensive moveset is Zen Headbutt Dazzling Gleam. Charizard's best defensive moveset is Ember Flamethrower. And again, Dugong's best defensive moveset is Ice Shard and Blizzard. So those are your actual top 20 best defenders with their best defensive movesets that put them in the top 20. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Check out the full spreadsheet in the description if you want the full ranking of defenders. Ultimately though, CP is king when you're choosing defenders. The higher a Pokemon's CP, the higher it's going to be in the gym, and the longer it's likely to stay there. But based on this list, you can see that there are some Pokemon with lower CP who are actually going to make better defenders. For example, Vaporeon is number 15 on this list, so Victreebel, Nidoqueen, Hypno, Muck, Vileplume, Venusaur, and Slowbro will all make better defenders than Vaporeon, even though they're going to have lower CP and be lower in the gym. Also Poliwrath. I forgot Poliwrath. And that Legacy Omastar. So if you really want to make a gym hard for an opponent to take down, leave your Pokemon based on their actual defensive ranking rather than their CP. So now, based on those defensive rankings, I'm going to go ahead and spend some more Stardust. I'm going to power up some more Pokemon so I can have some top tier gym defenders to leave behind. Because you know, I'm really pushing this diversity thing, so I'd like to power up some Pokemon other than those standard 7. This is my perfect IV Slowbro. It has Confusion Ice Beam, which is its second best defensive moveset, but because it has perfect IVs, it's going to have higher CP than any other Slowbro that I have. So I'm going to power this one up because it's actually a pretty good defender. I only have 164,000 Stardust. I'm probably going to go down to 0 by the end of this. 2114, that's not bad. That's going to be placed pretty high in a lot of gyms around here. Now, one other thing you want to consider when you're looking at defensive movesets is think about the type of Pokemon that are going to be attacking this Pokemon. Snorlax, that's not Snorlax. Slowbro is Water and Psychic, and most likely it's going to be attacked by Grass types using Solar Beam. Ice Beam, as an Ice type attack, is super effective against Grass type, and the majority of Grass types in first generation are also Poison type, so Confusion is going to be super effective against those too. So this Slowbro is going to make a good counter to Venusaur, Vileplume, Victreebel, a lot of Pokemon that might get used against it. I have Vileplume with Acid and Petal Blizzard, which is its third best defensive moveset, but I like Vileplume, and it looks good in gyms, so I'm going to power this one up too. I'm going to stop there because there's something that I actually want to power up more so than the Vileplume, which is my Nidoqueen with Poison Jab and Earthquake. I don't know if I have enough to max it out though. I'm really just spending all my Stardust this week. That's what it's there for though, right? To be spent. This will be my last power up. Error. What's the error? Did I max it out? No. Well anyway, let's go look at my top again. Look at that. Vileplume, Nidoqueen, Slowbro. They all made it up there. That's pretty cool. Oh, I see what the error is. My Stardust didn't update, but I'm out. 1355. I haven't seen it that low since day 1. But now I have 3 new Pokemon that I'm going to be leaving in gyms pretty regularly because I really want to shake things up. The main lesson for today is that CP determines where you're placed in a gym, but it doesn't tell you how well that Pokemon is actually going to do at defending the gym. So if you have any of the Pokemon that I listed today, go ahead and power them up and start leaving them in gyms because I'd really like to see something other than those standard 7. Now I hope you enjoyed the rest of this episode. It was actually a pretty fun day, so check it out.
I found a bunch of these dudes here. Look at that guy.
Yep.
Toronto.
They have them up there.
Who's that dude?
Drowsy.
So my other new ones is this dude. Who's that dude?
That's Sea King.
That dude has a horn. He's like a unicorn goldfish.
Yeah, and he's really bad in this game.
I like him though. He's good looking. And then I also found this guy. Bam.
Ghastly.
Who's that?
That's Ghastly.
He's like a fart guy.